Some of the words in the Kashmir resolution passed at the Labour Party annual conference may have the scope of being misinterpreted as being hostile to India. In my opinion, there is no intention on the part of the Labour Party to cause any offence to any Indians in the UK, and the resolution is not hostile to the Indian community. I believe that the Labour Party respects, praises and celebrates the immense contributions which Indians have made to the UK. In my opinion, the Labour Party has not adopted any anti-India or any pro-Pakistan position over Kashmir. The Labour Party simply desires to protect the human rights of all peoples wherever they live. The Labour Party believes that Kashmir is a bilateral matter for India and Pakistan to resolve without any external interference by any country. I believe that the Labour Party believes no one should allow the politics of the subcontinent to divide communities in the United Kingdom. No one should be swayed by the divisive tactics of any persons who are trying to wedge apart our cohesive community by circulating incorrect information on the social media sites. As far as the December 2019 election is concerned, even if you consider only Labour's plans for the future of the NHS, you will be convinced to vote for Labour. By voting Labour, you will not give Johnson the dictatorial powers to ride roughshod over the ethnic minorities and to decimate further the NHS, human rights, etc. By voting Labour, you will prevent the rise of fascism in the UK, similar to that arose in Germany in the 1930s, which gave rise to Adolf Hitler's party. On health, over the last decade, Tories have massively underfunded the NHS. Annual health spending had increased by only 1.4% under David Cameron. In contrast, it had increased by 6.1% under Tony Blair. As a result of this underfunding by the Tories, there is a massive shortage of doctors, nurses and equipment in the NHS. Hence, the public experience a long waiting list for routine appointments, shortage of beds in hospitals, patients lying on trolleys, indefinite waiting times in accidents and emergencies, and it is extremely difficult to get appointments with GPs. Because of the underfunding by the Tories, the NHS has been seriously damaged, resulting in a massive deterioration in its ability to deliver an excellent service. To provide a better health service, Labour has pledged to increase expenditure across the health sector by an annual average of 4.3%, boosting NHS budgets by about £7 billion a year. Labour has also pledged to increase social care budgets by £10.8 billion a year in order to provide free personal care for all the over 65s. Prescriptions would be free for all citizens, bringing England in line with Wales, Scotland and Northern Ireland. To repair the damage caused by the Tories, Labour will spend over £30 billion more on the NHS in England. It will make sure people do not wait for more than 18 weeks for treatment or more than 4 hours in accidents and emergencies. It will make sure people with cancer in England get the care they need. It will make parking at NHS hospitals in England free. It will make sure that there are enough NHS staff and that they are paid a fair wage. It will spend £8 billion more on care and support in England. It will make mental health care better for adults, children and young people. It will ensure that the elderly, sick and the vulnerable of society are cared for with respect and dignity. It will create security for people in old age by ensuring that the values of their houses is not used for paying for their care. It will offer free personal care and prescriptions. In short, Labour will fund and manage the NHS properly and ensure that it is adequately funded and is free at the point of delivery. The Tories wish to privatise and sell off the NHS to the USA. And if Tories do this, we will all have to pay the costs up front when we need to see our GPs or need any treatment in hospitals or need to have any scans, tests, etc. done. This will have serious adverse financial repercussions for our children and grandchildren who will have to pay for their health care up front. The Tory ministers are not concerned about the NHS because they probably have private healthcare insurance. Tory ministers have been known to take donations from companies that have an interest in privatising the NHS. A great deal of information on privatisation is available in the Naylor review on the NHS, which is described by Dr. Bob Gill as an assets stripper's guide. Please see in the YouTube the Naylor review exposed by Dr. Bob Gill. In conclusion, you will see from Labour's very realistic aims, which are fully costed, its promises are based on the principles of humanism, making sure that all the people in the UK are treated fairly as decent human beings. The Tories are hell-bent on a Brexit that will only benefit the rich. I would urge you all to vote for the Labour candidate in your constituency for the benefit of the 99% of the population. Our lives and those of our children and grandchildren will be shaped by what happens in this election and not by any resolutions passed at any annual. Some of the words